to our second annual media night. We've got a great crowd here. We're going to be eating in just a little while, probably 6:45 or so. In just a few moments, we're going to have an unveiling of a special painting from Ashley Lauren Designs called The Legends of Lincoln County. So if everyone could start easing over towards the caboose. You can see it's directly behind me. After we unveil the painting, we're going to ask everybody to go over to the stadium for announcements of the players. And then immediately following that, if everyone could just form a line at the concession stand, we're going to feed everybody hot dogs and hamburgers. Appreciate you coming out.
Hey, let me have your attention, please. We're going to have to, it's acting like it's going to rain, so we're going to get this thing going a little bit earlier. We'd wanted to put it off a few minutes. If there's any of the 90 or 93 football players from the teams of 90 or 93, you ought to come up here to the front up here where we can sort of see you, because I'm sure there's a lot more in here than we really realize. Plus, I actually would like to just see you. 90 or 93 guys. Hey, first off, I'd just like to tell you, if you're a parent and you're not in the Falcon Club, I'd encourage you to do it. It's an awesome club. To my knowledge, there's only 2 parents that are either board members or officers, and all the rest of them don't have any kids on the team, and all the money that's raised from the Falcon Club gets pumped right back into our kids. So I'd encourage you to do that. All right, so what we're going to do here is we're going to unveil this painting in a minute. But before we start that, I just want to let you know something that, my family moved into this county about in the early 80s. The first thing my neighbor did was he said, hey, you got to come see a Falcon football game. And so I came and I seen real quick how special Falcon football really is. And if you've been born and raised here, you can't appreciate how special Falcon football really is. And my kids was born and raised in this county, and we bring them up here to the football games. Well, we had to have a 3-year hiatus, and we went up to St. Louis, and you would think they would have good football programs up there. But when Zach was about in the 7th grade, my son Zach, he's a current Falcon, and my daughter's Ashley over there. But anyway, when Zach was in the 7th grade, we actually went to a state football championship game. And Zach was sitting on the fence, and he looked at me and he said, you got to get me out of here and get me back to Lincoln County, because I want to play for the Falcons. So that's how special it is. And we come back, and that's how Ashley became interested in doing a painting, because she understood what it meant to the community. And so she come up with this idea, and I'm just going to let her describe what she did.
When you think about Lincoln County football, there are so many people who made it legendary, and they all deserve to be in this painting. But with Coach T retiring last year, I felt that I wanted to make the first painting of the Legends of Lincoln County series to cover his career as a coach at Lincoln County High School and include the 1990 and the 1993 state championship games. So what I did was I went and looked through all of Coach T's scrapbooks. I went and read all the newspaper articles during that time, and I watched the state championship films. And this is after 1,000 hours of researching and painting time, this is what I came up with. Thank you. Well, as you can see, there's a lot of detail in this painting, so I'm just going to try and give you a brief description of what each section is so you know what's going on. If you look at the bottom here, it's sort of a split image. This whole football scene is the 1990 and the 1993 state championship game in Vanderbilt Stadium. 1990 and 1993, they had different colored end zones, so that's the reason why I have this sectioned off. If you look here towards the center, you have Coach T giving plays to Kelly Holcomb with his signature hand move. And you've got Bear Bryant in the background laying against the field post, taking everything in, because Coach T, as you know, most of you know, he played for Bear Bryant in Alabama. This whole left section here is a scene from the 1990 state championship game. It's got Rob Buchanan running in the first touchdown of the game. Then you go over to this right corner here, you have the Falcon football boys holding up their state championship trophy. That's for both years. This right corner shows the 1993 scene from the 1993 state championship game. You've got Shelby Parker, who was the quarterback at the time, throwing the pass to David Grogan for the last touchdown of the game. And obviously you have Coach T here in the center, and in the background you have the scoreboard, which has his career stats as a Lincoln County coach. It's got his wins and losses on there. Also, with each player that's on this painting, I have their names, their jersey number, and their senior stats with that. So you can see that when you look at the prints and posters.
Get up here and look at it, T.
Coach T has known about this painting since last November when I started on all this, and he has been dying to see this thing. Every time I see him, he's asking me about it, wanting to know what it looks like.
First, I'd like to thank Ashley, because she did put a great deal of work in this painting, and it's great. And this is the first time I've seen it. And by no means there are plenty of people here that are responsible for this. There's guys that play, Eddie Mills, Kevin Winsett. I can't name all of them, but there are several here that was directly responsible. It wasn't just about me. It was about those guys. Coaches, there's some of the coaches. Coach Thomas was here for the 93. Coach Mack back there was here for the 93 thing. Coach Edgens, all these other coaches have been around me for 10, 12 years. I cannot tell you how much this does touch me, but it's not all about me. It's about Falcon football, Lincoln County, all you people that's been involved for the last 22 years. And it has been tough, and I promised I wouldn't get emotional, but Coach Thomas is going to laugh at me now. But it is a special place, and I'm glad I was part of these young men's lives. And some of these guys that played last year, it's going to be juniors and seniors. And you rookies out there, I want to wish all of you the best. I do not think you could find a better coach than what we've got coming in Coach Don Thomas and his staff. And I really do love each one of you, and thank you for the last 22 years.
Thanks, Coach. Okay, if y'all bear with me just a minute, I'm going to run down. This is a fundraiser, okay, for the Falcon Club. And what I'm going to do is tell you how what we've got available on this and what it costs and how it works. We've got 24-inch by 36-inch posters. They're $20. And the reason we came up with those and try to make them so easy is we want all the kids in Lincoln County to have one of these in their room if they want it, to inspire them to play Falcon football. And if you don't believe it's not something special, the young kids go up to these boys in these jerseys and ask them what it feels like to walk through that tunnel down there into the pit. It's real special. All right, we'll have these for sale over here on the table. We have limited edition, hand-signed and numbered prints, and these are fine art prints. Of these numbered prints, there's only 250 in the 20-inch by 30-inch size. And there's only 250 in the 24-inch by 36-inch size. They're all numbered and signed by Ashley. Print numbers 1 through 10 of both sizes are reserved for special use, and we'll have more on that in a minute. You can buy numbers 11 through 19 of either side tonight and take them home with you. You can order any print number you want, 20 to 250 of either size print. So if your son or you wore a jersey number, say you were 31, you want print number 31, you can buy that as long as you're the first one to do it. All right, and when you buy these print numbers 11 through 250, you'll have the first option to buy that number print and subsequent prints that follows, because this is going to be a series. She's committed to doing at least 3, if not more. This way you can have a match numbered set of these prints. All right, the 20-inch by 30-inch prints are $80, and the 24-inch by 36-inch prints are $100. We have a one-of-a-kind print known as an artist proof that we'll have for sale here, and it's going to be a little bit more. The one thing that we're going to do special tonight, and this is besides the fact that you can get the numbered print you want here tonight, and you got a jump start on that. The number one, what we're going to do is the number one print of each size. So you got, it'll say 1 of 250. It's the very first print of the very first series, of the very first print of this series. We're going to have a silent auction on it tonight, and all you got to do is come over here. We'll have a page, and you just put down what you're willing to pay for it, and you can come back and bid again if you want to. If you can't be here, you can. The winner's going to be decided tonight, and if you're not here at that time, we'll call you on your phone and let you know you got it. And if you have any questions, we'll be glad to be over here and answer them for you. And I'd just like to thank you, and again, thanks to Coach T and his career, and thank y'all for coming.
Under the blue tent here, we're selling Falcon Football Club memberships as well as apparel and season tickets. We'll also have the prints and posters of the Legends of Lincoln County painting. Also, I know some of you noticed the red GMC truck we have out here. We're going to be giving that away at halftime of the homecoming game. Only cost you a $50 donation. So come by, talk to the folks over here at this little table in front of the truck. And with that said, if you'll start making your way over to the stadium, we're going to announce the players here in just a few moments.
Falcon Stadium for tonight's media night, as we are introducing our 2012, 11 and 12 Falcons for the 2011 football season. We will start off with our players. We'll go in order with their numbers. First off for the Falcons this year will be number 1, Tay Pullen, a junior. Our second player will be number 3, Tommy Sanders, quarterback, sophomore. Number 4, Saul Ford, defensive back, junior. Number 5, Dominique Buford, defensive back, junior. Number 6, Brandon Gower, wide receiver, sophomore. Number 7, Robert McCants, junior, defensive back. Number 8, Josh Whitaker, defensive back, sophomore. Number 9, quarterback, senior, Kane Victory. Number 10, Matt Bettingfield, tight end, junior. Number 11, John Presley, wide receiver, junior. Number 12, Ryan Golden, sophomore quarterback. Number 14, Ben Graham, junior quarterback. And number 15, Nathan Freeman, linebacker, senior. Number 16, the kicker, senior, Spencer Sanders. Number 17, Chase Marlowe, defensive back, senior. Number 18, Chase Rogers, junior, wide receiver. Number 19, Austin Rose, defensive back, sophomore. Number 20, Tyler Bennett, linebacker, sophomore. Number 21, Zach Yarbrough, junior, defensive back. Number 23, defensive back, wide receiver, senior, Eric Smith. Number 24, defensive end, senior, Jacob Stillman. Number 25, Brad Lowe, wide receiver, senior. Number 27, Tyler Branch, running back, sophomore. Number 28, Bryson Sims, senior, defensive back. Number 29, Andrew Mustin, senior, defensive back, wide receiver. Number 30, Zach Brashear, junior, running back. Number 31, Tate Andrews, senior, running back. Number 32, Zach Davis, linebacker, sophomore. Number 33, Andrew Sims, defensive back, junior. Number 34, Casey Peel, senior, defensive end. Number 35, Ethan Warren, linebacker, sophomore. Number 36, Jack Cooter, linebacker, sophomore. Number 37, Kwame Humphrey, defensive back, sophomore. Number 38, Colangelo Hardy, sophomore, tight end. Number 39, running back, senior, A.B. Brinkley. Number 40, running back, Isaac Tate, junior. Number 42, Coleman Webb, defensive back, sophomore. Number 44, defensive end, Wheeler McCullough, sophomore. Number 45, Kevin Galloway, running back, junior. Number 46, Demetrius Kibble, defensive lineman, senior. Number 48, Brandon Childers, senior, defensive end. Number 49, Josh Bredesen, defensive end, sophomore. Number 50, Greg Reiner, offensive lineman, junior. Number 51, Montana Pierce, sophomore offensive lineman. Number 52, Dre Dollar, sophomore defensive lineman. Number 53, defensive lineman, senior, Stephen Honey. Number 54, Clay Marsh, offensive lineman, sophomore. Number 55, Justin Clark, defensive lineman, junior. Number 56, Isaiah Thompson, sophomore, defensive lineman. Number 57, Tyler Edmondson, senior, defensive lineman. Number 58, Wesley Rowland, offensive lineman, junior. Number 59, Dakota Fitch, linebacker, sophomore. Number 60, Slade Swinford, linebacker, junior. Number 61, defensive lineman, senior, J.T. Spaulding. Number 62, Colin Wood, offensive lineman, sophomore. Number 63, Zach Moyers, offensive lineman, senior. Number 64, Robert Swart, defensive lineman, sophomore. Number 65, Austin Mason, junior, offensive lineman. Number 66, Ben Rambo, sophomore, offensive lineman. Number 67, Dustin Spray, defensive lineman, sophomore. Number 68, Brock Mann, defensive lineman, sophomore. Number 70, Dylan Bliss, sophomore offensive lineman. Number 71, Thomas Van Diver, junior offensive lineman. Number 72, Jacob Clevenger, defensive lineman, sophomore. Number 73, Cody Newcomb, offensive lineman, junior. Number 74, JT Cobb, defensive lineman, junior. Number 75, Nathan Yell, offensive lineman, junior. Number 76, Josh Hosley, senior defensive lineman. Number 77, Jonathan Goodman, sophomore offensive lineman. Number 78, Riley Malone, junior offensive lineman. Number 79, defensive end, sophomore, Aaron Watson. Number 80, Jacob Lown, wide receiver, sophomore. Number 82, Jarrett Johnson, sophomore defensive back. Number 83, Jacob Parks, wide receiver, sophomore. Number 84, Hunter Adams, wide receiver, sophomore. Number 85, Matt McKinney, linebacker, junior. Number 86, Jacob Campbell, defensive back, sophomore. Number 88, Casey Knox, 5'10", senior defensive lineman. Number 90, Austin Perryman, wide receiver, junior. Finally, last but not least, number 92, Logan Ashley, defensive back, sophomore. That's your 2012 Lincoln County Falcons. Your student managers, Cecilia Dickens and Shelby Smith. And now for your 2012 coaching staff of the Lincoln County Falcons. Head coach Don Thomas. Assistant Nathan Browning. Brad Cooley. Steve Edging. Russell Freeman. JT Hopkins. Lance Kelly. Coach Don McNeese. Coy Sisk. Troy Smith. Coach Aaron Taylor. That's our 2012 Lincoln County Falcon coaching staff.
Junior and Pee-wee Falcons. All right. He just gave the number there in that order.
Okay.
So just go 10, whatever.
Just go all the way down the order there. Thank you, fellas. Good job. Coaches, thanks very much. Coach, y'all stay right there where you're at. Coach, y'all stay. We're going to announce some Pee-wee Falcons. Now our junior and Pee-wee Falcons for 2012. Starting off with Jake Sarles, number 10. Number 72, Riley Edwards. Number 1, Cavante Thomason. Number 74, Jashawn Divins. Number 90, Dayton Nisley. Number 3, Trey Allen. Number 56, Andre Allen. Number 81, Andre Thomason. Number 1, Decolion Kelso. Number 8, Carter Hill. Number 1, Deontay Massey. Number 14, Brandon Braden-Hockett. Number 55, Kobe McCoy. Number 23, Bryson Casey. Number 80, Eli Dodson. Number 77, Tommy Sumners. Number 83, Billy Taylor. Number 15, Jalen Williams. Number 13, Zach Snoddy. Number 3, Jacobs Buchanan. Number 88, Corian Cash. Number 7, Number 5, Cade Hopkins. Number 7, Tanner Hudson. Number 5, Clay Tippy. And number 1, Algary Johnson. Those are your junior and Peewee Falcons. And number 88, Corian Cash. I think we called him, he just missed it. Yeah. Mm-hmm. We had several number one.
Coaches down, didn't
He didn't put them down here. He didn't write them down on the back either. Ladies and gentlemen, that's your 2012 Lincoln County Falcons. We open up at home right here August 19th against the Giles County Bobcats.
Go eat and listen to music.
Go eat and have yourself listen to the music. Coldwater Band is performing.
Hello everybody, I'm Don Counts and welcome into Fayetteville Public Utilities Channel 6 and a new Falcon football season with the Don Thomas Show. This is Don Thomas. Don, welcome to Fayetteville Public Utilities. Appreciate you coming in, and we're going to talk about this year's Falcon football. And first of all, let's tell everybody about Don Thomas and what you've been doing. I know you're from here and all that, but tell us.
Well, I'm first of all, I'm very excited to be back. I've traveled around a little bit, was here for 5 years, back 92 through 96 and of the seasons, and then I went to Lee High School in Huntsville, and I was there for a while, and then I moved on to Laverne, and then after that moved to Lewisburg. So now I'm back. I believe I've made the travels around the world, and I'm back in the place I need to be, and I'm very happy to be here.
That's exciting to come back home and be where you played and be where we went to school.
Oh, there's no doubt in that, Don. And you know, but the thing about it, going out and being able to experience those lifelong ventures or whatever at different places has been very exciting. Sure. You know, because you were an unknown commodity in those places, and you know, I got a chance to go out and do that, so I feel very good about coming back home.
This past Friday night we had media night at Lincoln County High School, and folks on Channel 6 had an opportunity to see that before this show. That was a good night. Oh,
it was a great night. It's always good to get the parents and the players together, and you know, in a situation that's you know, it's more relaxed. It's a relaxed situation when you're talking about media night and, you know, getting out there, meeting the players, seeing the families, and, you know, just getting to meet everybody. It's really big for the players.
It's also got to make you feel good to follow Coach Meadows and Coach Thompson.
Not really. I mean, you know, to be totally honest, it's quite a bit of pressure there, Don.
Sure.
You know, we've got 2 Hall of Fame coaches, and
Sure.
they both did a super job. And you know, my staff and myself, we've been working very hard throughout the summer. It's exciting to follow them, but as in just pleasing, it puts a lot of work in it because of the tremendous men that both those gentlemen are, and you know, we hope to just stay up to that standard.
Can you explain to me the changes with TSSAA and what they've done with Paul's tried to explain it to me, but I couldn't really understand it.
As in.
We're what's 5A or 6A?
Well, we're in 5A numbers, as in population of the school. We are in the 5A section, but because it only changes every 4 years, we're in the 3rd year of a 4-year cycle. So this year and next year we'll still be 6A, but then after that, more than likely we'll go to 5A, which wouldn't change us in the least in the regular season, because Tullahoma, Columbia, Lawrenceburg, and Shelbyville are already 5A, so it wouldn't change our regular schedule at all, and just where we would go in the playoffs.
We're starting out the season with Giles County. You hadn't played them in a few years, I don't think.
No, I hadn't played them in a few years, and it's a pretty big opener. A lot of different controversies going on right there and everything. You know, they do a really good job over there. Won a state championship just a few years ago, and average winning about 9 ball games a year for the last 5 years. So it's a big opening game.
Don, tell us a little bit about the new name of the football stadium that's going to be unveiled at the first game.
Okay, well, you know, for many years now it's been called the Pit, and you know, Falcon Stadium, the Pit, but because of the 2 gentlemen we were just speaking about, the 2 Hall of Fame coaches that have been here, the field is going to be dedicated to them, and it's going to be Meadows-Thompson Stadium after August, well, as of right now, but after August the 19th will be the dedication, and I think that's well deserved of both gentlemen.
We want to have a big crowd out for that.
Oh, there's no doubt about it. You know, and as many years as those 2 guys coached, if just a third of their players come, it'll be full.
You know, I had an opportunity to interview Coach Meadows sitting in that chair right there, and he's a character, and you played for him, and that's got to be an honor.
Oh, it is. It's most definitely an honor, and you know, playing for one of these guys and coaching with the other one, it just made it's really exciting to be back and to be involved with both those gentlemen.
Let's talk a little bit about your roster this year. Let's talk a little bit about your players. Have been hot this summer practicing.
Oh, it's hot, but it's hot on everybody, and you know, you just got to go by the rules. You know, they set a standard for us right there, 103 heat index, and if it's over that, get them off the field. Oh. And you know, so we have a psychrometer that hangs in the orchard right there, and we take care of that every day. Make sure they get plenty of water, and you know, we have had some hydration problems. Sure. But you know, that comes from a lot of times when a young man's tired when he gets home and doesn't eat. You know, you still got to eat no matter how much you drink, and but the heat hadn't been a traumatic issue for us. We've moved practice to 6 o'clock in the evenings, and you know, just tried to maintain right there by going by regulations.
Okay. Well, let's talk a little bit about your players. You've how many you got coming back and that kind of thing, maybe.
Well, you know, I don't have any coming back.
Because
you know, because I'm new at this. So,
that's right.
But we have quite a few players coming back this year, and but not a lot of starting experience. Some game time experience, but not a lot of starting experience. We had a scrimmage last week with Warren County, and when I looked out there and realized that only 2 of those offensive starters played last year, it was kind of shocking to me. And then when I started counting, there were 6 of those guys that we started in the scrimmage that weren't even on the team last year. Oh. So we were kind of lacking on experience, but we've got quality experience, I guess is a good way to say it. But I really like our players. They're really fun to be around. Good. And you know, so we're going to be able to do some things, you know, and manipulate some situations to open up the field, and I think that's going to help us in the long run.
That sounds good. Well, let's just go down the players and talk a little bit about each one of them. I know it's a bunch of them, but we'll just run right through them, and we'll be showing the picture that Paul Henry gave us there from the Elk Valley Times, and we will give them an opportunity to be highlighted and talk a little bit about them, what you know about them. Well,
number one is Tay Pullen, and really strong, young back, and he's going to be a big cog in our running game this year. He's going to be a junior. Next, we have number 3, Tommy Sanders. He's kind of floated around a little bit as a sophomore. He's working at receiver. He's also working at kicker with Spencer Sanders. Number 4, Saul Ford. Had a solid fall camp so far, really becoming a better tackler and a cover guy at corner. He's a junior. Number 5, Dominique Buford, is a quality defensive back, and getting some big game reps right now. Number 6, Brandon Gower, sophomore, and he is in rotation at a receiver and giving us a lot of game reps and resting us in situations. Number 7, Robert Jr. McCants is a backup cornerback. He rotates as a starter, so we've got quality depth at cornerback. Number 8, Josh Whitaker, sophomore, getting quite a few reps as a backup defensive back as well as receiver. Number 9, Kane Victory, as of right now is our starting quarterback. Had a very good camp. We went 8-2 or 7-3 in passing league games, and he's really coming on with a lot of experience, and he's able to keep his emotions in check when I lose mine sometimes. So that's really good for a quarterback. We don't have the Steve Spurrier relationship yet, but when you only play linebacker your entire life and everything like that, and then dealing with a quarterback, it changes things a little bit. And then we have John Michael Presley, a junior at wide receiver, getting quality reps. Ryan Golden is a sophomore, defensive back, quarterback, but he's our starting holder. Ben Graham, backup quarterback. Nathan Freeman, leading tackler for the last 2 years, back on defense and playing a little more offense this year. So hopefully we can get a lot out of that young man. Spencer Sanders, our kicker, junior, and he's number 16. He went to a couple of kicking camps this year, had a great time at UT. They really liked how he kicked off, and he was kicking the end zone, and I'll really like that. So, it'll really be a big plus for our team, so hopefully he'll keep that up.
Because in high school, if the ball goes in the end zone, it's dead, right?
That is correct. If he can kick in the end zone, they don't have a shot at running it back. So that's a big thing, and a kicker can be a vital weapon, and
sure.
Hopefully he's going to be very good for us this year.
And just a junior?
No, he's a senior.
He's
Spencer's a senior.
Gotcha.
And then next we have Chase Marlowe. He's a senior, and he is rotating at strong safety as well as wide out. And then after him is number 18, Chase Rogers. Same situation, rotating at wide receiver and defensive back. He's a junior. Next is number 19, Austin Rose, sophomore, defensive back. And then number 20, Tyler Bennett, linebacker, backup running back, getting a lot of reps right now at linebacker. And, it just depends on how that comes around. He is a sophomore, and he could get a lot of playing time right there at linebacker.
Flintville boy.
Yes, sir, old Flintville boy. And then next we have Zach Yarborough, backup defensive back, junior. And then Eric Smith, number 23, wide receiver, defensive back. And right now he is he's the guy making the most noise with our team, getting recruited very well. Has made very high on his ACT score, very high GPA, and just a quality football player. And caught for 949 yards last year as a junior. So he has some bright spots looking up right now. So hopefully we can keep going with that.
Very good.
Next is Jacob Stillman, quality defensive end. He's rotating with about 3 guys playing 2 spots. So we'll see which one takes that over right there. He's number 24 and he's a senior. We had a young man move in, number 25, Brad Lowe, moved in from Clarksville, and he's trying to work his way in, learn the system. So as a defensive back and wide receiver, we'll see how far that can take him. Number 27, Tyler Branch. Tyler's he looks really good and lifted weights really good, and banged up his wrist during the lift-a-thon, and we're still waiting to get him back, but he's there every day and eager to be a part of it. So it already speaks highly of him. When a lot of times when you get injured, it's easy to miss. This kid's been there, and he's ready to go. Next is number 28, Bryson Sims, and we just hope he can be a lot like his dad. Heath played for us back when I was here the first time, and Bryson hadn't played until this year. It's his senior year, so he's behind a little bit, but he's working very hard. And number 29, Andrew Mustin. We hope that Andrew is the link that keeps the field spread. It'd be very easy to double team Eric if we didn't have high quality on the other side, but Andrew is a high quality receiver, and he keeps the field spread. And when you've got 2 6-foot-plus receivers that can really run, maybe we can keep that thing spread wide open. Right. Next is number 30, Zach Brashears. He's backup tailback. Had a really good spring. Did some real good things, when JV last year, and he's just a solid worker. Next is number 31, senior Tate Andrews. He's our starting fullback right now, and had a pretty good fall camp. After Tate, we've got a sophomore, Zach Davis, and Zach is a hard worker, does some good quality things, and he's working at defensive back and running back right now. Then we have number 33, junior Andrew Sims, working at defensive back. Number 34, Casey Peel, senior, working at defensive end. Number 35, Ethan Warren, sophomore, working at linebacker and running back. Number 36, Jack Cooter, and he's working at linebacker. Number 37, Quamaine Humphrey, and he's working at defensive back as well as wide receiver. And Quamaine's got a quality background there in Lincoln County football, with Anthony Shelton and Antonio Manning both being in his family.
Wow.
I told Quamaine the other day not to put any pressure on him, but he can't be the one to let the name down. So
right.
It's kind of a lot to follow right there.
That's right.
Number 38, Keangelo Harney, sophomore, working as a backup tight end. Number 39, A.B. Brinkley. He's right now working in our backfield, and he's coming in on stack positions. And he's a senior. Number 40, Isaac Tate, had a good scrimmage last week. He's a junior, running back. Number 42, Coleman Webb, is a sophomore, defensive back. 44, Wheeler McCullough, is a sophomore, defensive end. And number 45, Kevin Galloway, is a junior, and he's at defensive line right now, giving us a lot of work right there, and making our line a little deeper. Number 46, Demetrius Kibble, defensive line. Number 48, Brandon Childress, defensive end, and probably the most improved player I've seen from last year. He's really had a good spring, and he's had a good summer, and I hope it carries over into his senior year. But from the time I was here last year, the most improved player. Number 49, Josh Bredesen, sophomore, defensive end. Number 51, Montana Pierce, sophomore, offensive lineman. Number 52, Dre Dollar, sophomore, offensive lineman. Number 53, Stephen Honey, senior, offensive lineman. Number 54, Clay Marsh, sophomore, offensive lineman. Number 55, Justin Clark, junior, defensive lineman. And I think this is Coach Coy Sis trying to build a clone right there. They have the same body style and everything, so he put him at the same position, playing nose guard. Number 56, Isaiah Thompson, sophomore, defensive line, offensive line. Number 57, Tyler Edmondson, defensive line, senior, and he's come out this year, didn't play last year, making some really good things happen for us. Technique-wise, getting a lot better, and really wish he'd have played last year, but he didn't, and right now he's getting some good quality time for us. Number 58, Wesley Rowland, And that's another young man. He's a junior. He didn't play last year, coming out, and he's getting good quality starting time right now. I'm really impressed with both those guys. I just think they're some time behind because they didn't play last year. Number 59, Dakota Fitch, is a sophomore linebacker. Number 60, Slade Swinford, is a junior linebacker who is really coming into his own, and Slade really likes to hit, so I really like Slade. So, that's a good thing. Number 61, JT Spalding, senior defensive lineman. Probably got the most experience coming back of all the linemen, and you know, he has to be that type of leader for them and show them. So that's what we're looking for out of him. Number 63, Zach Moyers. And Zach is a senior center, and he had a good spring. He's been out this fall, so we have to see how he's going to do coming back, but really expect good things out of Zach. Number 64, Robert Swart, defensive line, sophomore. Number 65, Austin Mason, offensive line, junior. Expect a lot of things out of him. We're playing a lot of younger guys on that offensive line. Number 66, Ben Rambo, offensive line, sophomore. Number 67, Dustin Spray, offensive line, sophomore. Number 68, Brock Mann, defensive line, sophomore. Number 70, Dylan Bliss, offensive line, sophomore. Number 71, Thomas Vandiver, offensive line, junior. And this is another young man that's really getting better every day. He's huge, and he's getting better every day, and that's something that we need in our linemen. And you know, Thomas is really improving in that point. Number 72, Jacob Clevenger, sophomore offensive line. Number 74, JT Cobb, junior. And this kid right here, JT Cobb, you can't ask for a better worker. You can't ask for a better worker. It's every day, all day, and you know, even if the team's all huddled up and you say, JT, you got to hurry and get over here, or whatever. He may wipe out about 6 guys when he's sliding in there, but he really excites me, and because of his work ethic, he's really good at that. Number 75, Nathaniel Yale, a junior offensive lineman. Number 76, Josh Holsey, senior offensive and defensive line, another young man that didn't play last year, and he's come out for us, and he's given us good quality reps. Number 77, Jonathan Goodman, offensive line, sophomore. Number 78, Riley Malone, offensive line, junior. And Riley, we changed his position this spring, moved him down from tight end to offensive tackle. And really, in the long run, thinks we hope that's the best for him and our football team. But I think he's in the top 10 in the class. He's got long arms. He's 6'6", weighs about 270 pounds. I know he's Coach Thompson's grandson, but Vanderbilt, here we come. So, I mean, with grades like that and size, that's what we were looking at, and hopefully it can all work out for us in a couple years and that young man.
Sure.
Number 79, Aaron Watson. Sophomore defensive end. Number 80, Jacob Lamb, sophomore wide receiver. Number 82, Jared Johnson, sophomore defensive back. Number 83, Jacob Park, sophomore wide receiver. Number 84, Hunter Adams, sophomore wide receiver. Number 85, junior defensive end, Matt McKinney. He's another one of those guys that moved into a rotation right there with 3 guys playing 2 spots, which is good for us. We like competition. So, you know, he's doing a real good job right there. Number 86, Jacob Campbell, sophomore defensive back. Number 88, Kerry Knox, senior defensive lineman. Number 90, Austin Perriman, junior wide receiver. And number 92, Logan Ashley, sophomore defensive back. And that's quite a few players there. It's around 77. Wow. But we're happy to have them, and the guys are working very hard, and I'm very pleased at where we're at this point. We just have a long way to go.
Very good. We're going to talk about your coaches. Let's look at this media guide. This is the Falcon Football Media Guide that that will be the program that you can get at the first of the year and carry it all year long, correct?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And so this is something that the Gridiron people put
Yes,
out,
sir.
right?
The Falcon Football Club put this together, and we'll have inserts every week on opponents with you know, rosters and things like that. But you know, they put this together, and we wanted to do this early so that when parents and people come out to meet the team, that they could actually have hard copy of photographs and team pictures and everything with them right there.
So the only thing's going to change, you buy one and you'll get
you'll get an insert throughout the season for the games. Yes,
very
sir.
good,
Yeah.
very good. Well, all right, let's talk about your coaching staff. I know you've got a lot of coaches helping you. We got to see it in Media Day, and I know that's a big plus for you.
Oh, it's no doubt it is a big plus to have quality working people. But you know, all that starts with our two assistant trainers. You know, our two assistant trainers, sure. Cecily Dickens and Shelby Smith. They do a tremendous job, and they're working with Michelle, our official trainer out of Huntsville right now from TOC. Mm-hmm. She's training them in, you know, heat procedures. She's training them in taping and things like that. So we have three wonderful ladies to help us with our health right there, and we're really appreciative of them. But then when it gets to our coaches, our coach and our quarterbacks is Nathan Browning, and you know, he's done that for a few years. Good quality quarterback coach. But the most important thing, first of all, the most important thing is to teach them character and to win. Mm-hmm. But you know, we have three line coaches with Brad Cooley coming back for you know, he's been there for a few years, and then we've got Russell Freeman. We brought him in to coach the offensive line. Brought him in from Decatur, and we've got Lance Kelly, an ex-Falcon. We brought him back. You know, he's coaching the defensive line. And these guys do a really good job teaching high level history at the high school, and you know, they do a good job of that. But three line coaches is pretty big for us.
That's right.
And then coaching the running backs is another Falcon, JT Hopkins. He's coaching the running backs for us, and this is his first year there. Coach, the mainstay of the staff, Don McNeese, is back for his 23rd year, I believe. It's 22nd, somewhere in there.
I think it says 22nd.
22nd, you know, so he's back for 22nd year, and you know, so he knows how to run the system and everything, and does a very good job. You know, working with a defensive front and being the defensive coordinator, we've got Coy Sis back. He was on the '93 state championship team, as well as Lance Kelly was on the '93 state championship team. We also have Troy Smith. He's coaching defensive ends and been there since '94, I believe. And then Aaron Taylor's back with us, and he's helping with defensive backs, because we can't get rid of the mainstay. You know, Steve Edgings is you know, he's an icon in the defensive coaching in Lincoln County, and he's back with us, and and he makes every day funny. He makes somebody smile every day, and you know, so it's we have good camaraderie on our staff. You know, a good mix of just how everybody gets along and everything, and it's fun to hang out with all those guys. So when it's fun to be around them, we can work a little better together, and hopefully that's going to show in the quality of football team we put out there.
It's football time in Tennessee, and it's football time in Lincoln County, and our first game. Let's talk about it.
August 19th at Meadows Thompson Stadium. You know, had to regroup there to say that.
That's right. It's gonna be hard.
It's going to be an exciting ball game. It's going to be an exciting ball game. You know, there's quite a few coaches from Giles County that played at Lincoln County. There's a couple of coaches from Giles County that worked at Lincoln County. It was just only a couple of days. But you know, it's going to be exciting. Yeah. It's going to be exciting.
Let's talk about the rest of the season. You got the, I don't know if we got the schedule here.
Well, you know,
you may know it by heart.
No, I really don't.
You're taking in one game at a time.
Well, because even though we've got a lot of seniors and a lot of juniors on there, and when I go through that list of our players, we've got so many that didn't play last year. It doesn't matter what grade is stamped beside them. We're really going to be a young, inexperienced team. So it depends on how we get started and how we function early in the season. And you know, Coach Thompson, those guys, you know, doing the scheduling did a great job, as in our first 3 games are at home. And you know, so it's, you know, we've got to get into that season doing some good things, having some positive things happen to us, and you know, I believe we will. Our players, you know, are excited and they're working very hard, but we just have to have some positive things happen early in the season.
You've been around here a long time, so you know that Falcon fever runs rampant about this time of year, and that's got to make you excited, because the pit usually fills up, and the band gets going, the cheerleaders and the Falcon, everything, you know, is pretty exciting.
Oh, it is. It's very exciting, and you know, Falcon football is a legend. It's just a tremendous tradition, and you know, I'm just honored to be part of it, and you know. Just like you know, we joke about it a little bit, I guess, but you know, the first head coach won a state championship, and he's in the Hall of Fame. The second head coach won 2 state championships, and he's in the Hall of Fame. You know, I've got quite a bit to do in front of me, but the biggest thing is this staff and this team is everybody taking ownership in their responsibilities, and you know, our seniors are trying to do that right now. So I really feel good about the direction we're headed. We're not there yet, but I feel good about the direction that we're headed.
We're looking forward to talking to Coach Don Thomas each week after the game, and we'll be talking to him and finding out how the game went and how it looked and who did what and that kind of thing, and what were our bright spots and what was our low spots, and also talk about the upcoming game each week, and that's going to be exciting. And it's a good opportunity for people to see who we got playing, where we're playing, that kind of thing, sort of encourage them to come out to Falcon, to how are we going to say it, to Meadows Thompson
Stadium.
That's going to be hard to say, but we're going to do that, and the pit is you know, known all over Tennessee, isn't it?
Oh yes, sir. It's like I said about traditions and things like that. It's one of the most memorable traditions in the state. You know, as in when they talk about stadiums, everybody talks about Lincoln County Stadium. Everybody talks about the atmosphere here at Lincoln County, and you know, that's what we want to have, a high quality atmosphere, and make sure that that's all dealt with in a positive manner.
One of the big highlights this year that I noticed that I hadn't mentioned, but we're going to have a timing clock at each end zone. That's really cool. That's a good plus for Falcon.
It is. It's a, you know, having a play clock. You know, and it was state mandated a couple of years ago. You know, I think in 2009. They said to have playoff games in 2011 that you had to have a play clock. Well, we plan on doing that, so we went ahead and got our clocks put in this summer. You know, we didn't want to fall through the cracks because we hadn't done the little things. But they look really nice. It's high quality work, and it just enhances the feel.
I noticed a few of the away games we went to, they had them last year, but it's very difficult. I don't know how you timed that out, because I mean, you're calling in a play, and the quarterback's got to snap the ball before the 30-second, and so it's all in their head, I guess, back in though we used to do it.
Oh, you know, you just you know, practice. You know, you try to get it on a schedule at practice, so that you're not just drawing plays in the dirt and taking all day, but you know, we try to get it on a schedule at practice, and we run a hurry-up schedule, we run a pace schedule, we do things like that, because sometimes we don't want to go fast, and sometimes we do want to go fast, and that just depends on where we're at in the game. Right. So you know, we work on pacing at practice.
Well, we're looking forward to the season, Don, and we wish you the best this year.
I appreciate it, and we appreciate the community and everybody out there, and you, Don, you know, for having us.
Thank you.
But you know, we're just hopefully we're going to put out a high quality product for a high quality community.
That's right. From one Flintwood boy to another.
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much. Thanks for watching the Don Thomas Show. We'll be back next week with after the first game, and we'll talk to him more about that. And we appreciate you watching right here on Fayetteville Public Utilities Channel 6.